Welcome back, YouTube. And well, we have just come out of one of the land battles, and we're gonna go down here. And after that, Davy Jones. So we're pretty much killing the Deputy God this episode. They don't really have any more bases that would build stuff, so we're gonna be safe for the rest of the game from the Deputy God. After that, we're gonna pretty much have like a waiting period. I'm most likely gonna make like a mini episode, just speed up through it, and hopefully after that we're gonna go after our next opponent, which right now I'm leaning toward the Onyx Watch. Not sure yet, but I'm leaning toward Onyx Watch because Onyx Watch ships are humongous. They give a lot of resources for destroying them, and that would be actually something I would like very much at this point, as I'm lacking on resources quite a bit, I must say. We're also gonna have to build a bigger ship in between, so that's gonna be something to do. Well, and this is yet another battle that is pretty much over. Just small vessels like that. And one of the reasons why I'm gonna speed up is because we're gonna be doing some fighting, but it's gonna be pretty much in this sort of relationship, just slaughtering through what remains of the Deputy God. Something that I don't consider very much enjoyable, neither to watch, neither to play. I mean, it's... yeah. The Deepwater Guard is just one of those factions. It's the start-up faction. It's there to more or less introduce you into the game. After that, the Onyx Watch are another kind of start-up faction, but a bit tougher due to the sheer vehicle size. Oh, I didn't expect that coming against me. This now can turn into a problem. Okay, that was seriously not expected. These are coffee nails, if I remember. So yeah, I didn't expect these things to be coming after me. Here, well, it's the first time we see them, so nice to see them being too damaged already. So that's something. And the second one is not going down. Nobody's shooting it. Okay, come on, please target this one.
Engaging now.
And one is in the water. Yeah, getting hit by torpedoes. Did they kind of bugged out or something? Where is the last one? Oh, it's already that damaged. So yeah, I think they're coffin nails. Yeah, coffin nails. These things are called coffin nails. Yeah, they're not that tough. I thought they're gonna be tougher to take out as soon as I saw them, but apparently not. They were actually kinda easy to deal with. A bit too easy. As I said, the Deepwater Guard is more or less a starting faction. It's there to introduce you to the game. Some of their designs are pretty potent on the firepower, but their main problems are that their ships are slow. Most of their airships and flyers, well, you saw what happened to them. It just, they are not that much of a powerful faction, I must say. They could use some updating, some munition defense, something like that, but otherwise I think they're fine as they are, as pretty much it's their purpose to be that introduction. Yeah. The other two factions, White Flyers, are actually quite dangerous opponents if you don't know how to deal with them. Then not only they're not there, a lot of people, oh, they're ramming ships, but they're actually good. They have other tricks in their sleeve with their bigger ships, and those can be quite powerful on their own, and they can be quite dangerous when they group up as well. So but most people know mostly, and what most people know the White Flares for is their ramming ships, and those can be a nasty surprise, but in general they are either too small, either too suicidal, so they don't usually last very long. The Onyx White ships are just like the opposite of that. Their ships are humongous. They are like the toughest ships in the game, but they have absolute garbage for anti-air, and their ships are kinda outdated, I must say. So they can be dangerous, but only if they like get close and whack you with their massive cram cannons. Then and even that only on a higher design difficulties. On lower parts, not that much. Ooh, and that's a flying squirrel up there. We're gonna have to target that first. Okay. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Flying Squirrel. Yeah. We'll target. Come on. Yeah. I'm kinda clipping in between views and stuff, and I know some of you may find that annoying, but I'm kinda too lazy to go and search around the map for proper position of the ships and stuff, so yeah, you can die too. Something exploded? Oh, you go to combat. Something exploded somewhere, but I don't know where, which makes me slightly bit concerned at the moment. Ooh, missiles. Okay, yeah, the laser ammunition defense works. It took a couple of torpedoes. I don't know if that's friendlies, most likely. Oh. Get yourself out there. I would actually like you to turn inside here. Yes, I know you don't like turning, but do it for me. Come on. Let's go forward. Let's go help our other vehicle there. Come on. Turn. It's a good thing you stick together, you know, you have repairs. Hopefully no island humping. It kinda happens in this territory. They love to ram into islands. They just love to do it. Well, now it's kinda unstable. Does Davy John Locker have torpedoes of its own? I think it does. Well, now it's pretty much just a matter of whittling it down, actually. I don't think it has much of any weaponry left. Nope. No, it doesn't look like having any torpedoes. I could be mistaken. Well, is that it's gonna be self-destructing in a couple of moments, so yay! And you still have 25,000 fuel, which is enough for another battle, maybe two. That, yes, we know it. Yeah, I'm pressing F11 just so that it's gonna despawn, because apparently it doesn't wanna go. It wants to stay. But yeah, this is pretty much the Deepwater Guard. I mean, they're still having territory, they're still gonna be running around the map, but they're at this point they're no longer possessing much of any threat. 25 with its original strength, 40% of the original size. Yeah. So, oops. Come on. Yeah, repair. Repair. And pull. 10 speed. Let's go there. Let's collect those resources. Let's grab some fuel. 31,000, 28, 21. I'm not gonna save at this point because, well, it's nice to save the game every once in a while. Yeah, should I make a new save? Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, so let's move on. Let's see what parts of the map have yet to be explored a bit, and pretty much I'm gonna finish this episode. I don't think it's gonna take us much longer. It's just, but now pretty much the deepwater guard is dead. I'm gonna have to construct a couple of bases as well to grab the resources that we absolutely gonna need. Ooh, 40,000 material. Oh, that's nice. Well, what do we have here? Coffee nail and a red tuna. Yet again, not particularly dangerous. Actually, I think there is one more land base where things could get produced. I'm gonna have to go and check it out. We kinda missed it. Well, kinda missed it. I just ignored it. So that might actually, yeah, we're gonna go check it out first. We're gonna turn our ships around and head back for it. I'm not completely sure whether or not it can actually produce stuff, but better safe than sorry. Well, coffee nail is dead. The red tuna will most likely quite quickly follow this. Yep, it's dead as well. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's gone. Yet another glorious battle finished. Let's go check on that base. I'm not completely sure whether or not it can actually spawn stuff in, but I'm not gonna be taking much of chances considering that we're gonna be building bases here, and if that base is capable of spawning stuff, then it may be a problem for us to be dealing with. Let's go through this bottom side here as well. So we kinda cover more of the map. That base is right here. I can't remember now. Can it produce stuff or it cannot? Coffee nails. Coffee nail, strike, scrapper. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna be holding out for much, but let's put us like that. It's gonna be fine. And into the battle we go. This is, yeah, it's a cleanup. I think I made our ships just not only too big, but also a bit too powerful, I suppose, for just dealing with the deepwater guard. Even though they are very vulnerable ships, they are not the kind of ships that could take a lot of hits, and that's why we're gonna need a bigger ship to be dealing with the rest of the factions there. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Maybe not, maybe it can avoid it. Well, it kinda did, hopefully. Yeah, for example, this vehicle 10, the front two turrets are incredibly vulnerable. If they get hit by anything, they're gonna blow up very, very quickly, so. And the other ship, vehicle 5, it's a bit better protected, but yet again, not that well protected. and vehicles 7 and less, they simply don't have the firepower, really. Serious lack of firepower. They're only having those 95mm armor penetrating guns. These turrets up on them. And while they work, they're not that great. Let's face it. I actually went into a designer and built one ship that was having seriously updated this 95mm guns, but I didn't feel it like worthwhile to put it into a campaign. And it's also kind of, not only it's unnecessary, I could do it, just that it's more of a hassle than anything else.
Moving now.
I mean, I don't want to lose any more resources than necessary, and because the Deepwater Guard is finished and these ships are, while they're gonna be still useful as a support, they are kinda gonna be taking the back seat to other ships in the fleet. So I kinda didn't want to waste any more resources on them. Even though 53,000. Well, we're gaining resources, which is nice. Back at base, how much resources? 35. Well, that's... Maybe we can start building our vessel that's gonna be used for follow-up episodes. Come on. Yes. And that would be the Vehicle 21. The Vehicle 20 and the Vehicle 21 are practically on the same thing, that just one of them has better propulsion or better optimized propellers. And speed up. So yeah. But at this point, Deepwater Guard is pretty much no more. Oh. What the hell is this thing? Speed 49. It's a Gotha? Oh, it's a single Gotha. I thought it's gonna be a flying squirrel, considering how fast it came down there, but not. Fine. A lot of people they literally despise the flying squirrels, but I never really found them a problem that much. As I said, in the first playthrough I had to deal with nothing but morays, so once I came across a flying squirrel it was like, yeah, that. Just it never really presented too much of an issue, and every single let's play or anything that I heard, oh, flying squirrels, damn thing. And I know that in early beta, in earlier versions of the game where there were no advanced cannons, the flying squirrel was a serious opposition. I mean, just considering its speed, 65 meters a second, ground cannons would have serious problems hitting it. But for an advanced cannon, you don't really need much. I mean, a 20mm, somewhat fast-firing advanced cannons takes out a flying squirrel with absolute no problems. And you just need something that has pretty high shell velocity, and you're pretty much fine. Or missiles that are actually, somewhat decent. Like my ships, they have somewhat decent. They don't have an appropriate. Later on, against the Seal Striders, that they're having planes that fly past 100 meters a second, you need some seriously good missiles in order for them to hit those planes. And that can be actually really, really big annoyance. Not only to hit, but also to kill. Because a lot of those ships, if you have cannons that are too small, they may hit it, but they're gonna hit it like in sporadic manner, and as the end result you're gonna take quite a lot of damage before you manage to take one of those out, especially as they're shielded in a lot of cases. And they may look like small planes, yay, but in reality they're actually pretty big, and they don't go down easily. This ship? Really? Vehicle 10. I'm vehicle 10. Oh, it is vehicle 10, it's just that one of the turret got its front blown up. Gee. Yeah, well, that was a bit confusing now. I was like, what? This is not vehicle 10, it has 2 turrets. Usually when you lose like the top of the turret, the entire turret would go, but it didn't. Not in this case, apparently. So, happy time. Well, it was lucky. The advanced cannons seriously are, in my opinion, just a tad bit too explosive. They just have that tendency to explode randomly from pretty much any single thing that hits them. Otherwise, there are, I suppose, better weapons than the cram cannons, but the cram cannons they're like more of a destruction, pure destruction. You know, the sheer size of those guns is what they're all about, and those usually take time to reload and stuff like that. And considering the current limitation on the explosive radius, which is at 10 meters, that means that a lot of their damage damage potential just goes completely wasted on the cram cannon. But they're the weapon to, if you wanna take down the enemy, that's the weapon to use, because they're just doing that amount of massive damage. But you have to get close, and often enough you need more than one cram cannon, you know, several of them, or have and large gouges. Because if you build something that's 500mm on a cram cannon, you'd be better off with 200mm advanced cannon in most cases. Just due to sheer flexibility and the speed of the shells on the advanced cannons is so much better that you just want to have one. But yeah, I'm still thinking whether or not to even build a ship in this with a cram cannon. I'm actually quite bad with cram cannons, so I don't know. Showing you my feelings. Yeah. Maybe. Okay, what's this? It's a shrike. Oh, alright. My ships are not in the worst position, so let's do it. Okay, they're in a worse position than I initially thought. But it's an aerial vehicle, so they're all shooting upwards. And it's dead. Yay! Of a 5-second battle. Oh, come on, die. Yeah. I'm checking the islands here. E. Full all. And back on our merry way we go. Well, this is gonna be pretty much it, I suppose. That base did not produce much of anything. I would also like to kinda check the borders of the map. We already know where the border is up here. It's very low. The white flares did take the 3 tiles at the top. I would like to know where the Great Talons. Give me a second. Let's check the relationship. Who else could be taking any of the territory? The Deepwater God. Suspicious. Oh no, that's the only swatch. Seeking reprisal. These are Red Wall. and the lightning hoods. So the lightning hoods, they are over to this side. So they could have potentially taken some territory. That would not be nice. I don't want to be too close to them. The lightning hoods are kind of an interesting faction, and they use exclusively lasers and missiles. They use quite a lot of missiles actually with their lasers. So it's kind of an odd combination because laser munition defense doesn't really work well. I mean, it's a laser, so you put smoke on your ships, you're blocking your own lasers, and as a result you're not shooting down their missiles. So yeah, missile laser combination, that's an interesting one, and you can get yourself in a lot of trouble with them, with the lightning hoods very quickly. The lasers do have that advantage of first hit, but they also have this disadvantage of they're not really doing a lot of damage. They usually kind of have to stay on the target, and that's where construction of lasers are humongous in this game and kind of ugly looking as well. So in order to have any amount of precision on the laser, pretty much it's really big thing, and at that point, and they're still not hitting with the consistency you would want them to. So continuous beam lasers are nearby completely useless as a result. The pulse lasers much more effective, but they're hitting one block here, one block there, one block that, and then pretty much the smoke defense comes up and you're no longer doing much of any damage. So even if you have that first shot ability, it's just not good enough, I would say. Now the lightning hoods are actually their ships are like really fast ships, vessels with a lot of speed. They're kind of flying above the water, and that combination with the lasers actually kind of works. And of course usage of missiles, it actually kind of works. It's up for their style. My case is I don't like my ships being too fast. As a player, you usually refrain to using too fast of ships. The whole ramming issue is a bit problematic, and losing two ships for one, it's not a good idea. And the lasers themselves are sometimes kind of funky, and they start shooting their own ships. Their own ship, the ship they're mounted upon, which is kind of a problem. I hope they're gonna fix that one, because it is annoying. The one thing that lasers are, however, really good at is taking out flyers, and well, it's another Shrike and a couple of its. No, just column of Shrikes. Yeah. Kind of a fleet. Yeah. Not particularly powerful fleet though. Yeah, but lasers are pretty good at taking down aircraft. Fast flying aircraft. That's something they're really good at.
Engaging now.
Yeah, why don't you focus on the flyers first? Would you? Okay. One flyer hit. Okay. We'll target this now. Mines. They're supposed to be more like bombs, but yeah, they act like mines. They drop into the water and just sit there. I actually intended to build like an aircraft that does the same thing, kind of a bombardment ship, but when using with the rest of the fleet, you may note the problem. I mean, those mines stay around and your fleet drives into them, and all sorts of bad things can happen. So, not exactly the most recommended strategy. done in by the torpedoes. Alright. So that's the only one left. Oh, come on! Look at this! Flying on pure propulsion power. Yeah, those are the radar missiles. Hey, one of them actually hit it. They're not. These missiles are not neither the fastest, neither the most maneuverable ones. So I don't really expect them to hit aerial targets. But well, okay, right. Other ships are also. Oh, holy Christ! Those mines done a number on you. Yeah, they must have hit underneath the turret, blow it up, and well, this is what happens. I mean, I saw it getting damaged, but I didn't think it's gonna be this bad. Holy camole. Yeah, as I said, my ships, these ships, not the sturdiest one around.
Gunnery enabled. Gunnery enabled.
Yeah. Oh, that's one really bad motor, I suppose. And oh my god, the ship actually built itself incorrectly, I suppose. Oh no, it's still here. From time to time, the ship's like it built something that's detached from the rest of the ship, and then it glitches out, falls apart, and it cannot reconstruct itself anymore. Even if you pull the ship out of the game, it just tells you that it's at 100%. You pull it back in, it's missing a huge portion of the ship there, just missing, and that's really awkward when it happens. So I was like looking at it and didn't see the yellow dots, but now I do. So it's gonna be okay. It's fine. Whew. But this is what I was saying about the advanced cannons. They blow up, they cause damage. I mean, these ships are also not the sturdiest construction, so I kinda expect it from it. Still, you know, losing half a ship like this, it's kind of devastating. And that's why these ships can also take somewhat of a back seat to the vehicle we're gonna build next, which is already building. We need to get there and deliver our resources that we gather from the Deepwater God. And hopefully, the fuel is actually, it's okay. It stabilized itself a bit. At the start of this episode, I think it was at about 34,000, and it actually went up. Now we are at 40,000. So, alright. Oh, and it's at this point, I think it's pretty much time for me to finish this episode as well. So yeah, the next episode, as I said, it's most likely gonna be more like a recap episode of what we're gonna do, and or speed up episode. I'm gonna see which one. I'm gonna just quickly pull this one out of combat. Oh, damn it. Yeah, you need to spawn back in combat. Pull out again. Let's see what's in that zone up there, and then we're gonna be finishing up this episode. Oh, come on. Alright, what do we have here? That was fairly ugly fight. Just mines, kind of this one. Pilferer, ransack, and a strike. Okay.
Receiving.
Like that. Oh, this. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty well.
Receiving.
Begin the battle.
Taking command.
Apparently I didn't set it up properly before. I thought I set the combat back on, but apparently I didn't.
Engaging now.
And yeah, it's already taking massive amounts of damage. When the planes are flying in like a straight line, that's when they're the most vulnerable. And it's kinda that. Alright. Come on. Hurry. We need to kill that guy there.
Engaging now.
Oh crap, this is gonna be bad. Oh yeah. The vehicle 10 lacks the flares, and its laser defense system is not all that good either. So yeah, well, I don't know. Should have set it to be more at the back than at the front, I must say that. The vehicle 5 is vastly better in survivability. Well, but these two have managed to lock each other up. So, not the most dangerous opponents when the AI misbehaves. Yeah. And my ship is turning away in an odd fashion. Ah, okay. Well, we finished one. I mean, individually, these two ships are not that bad. Kind of vulnerable. If they would want to really be a threat, they would need some shielding, which they don't have. But otherwise, they're actually pretty decent ships. Even though their turrets are like not their best. They're all like deck sides, so they blow up easily, which is kind of their downfall. But otherwise, they're not bad ships at all. Maybe a bit slow for my taste. Yeah. Well, but yeah. This is the battle. We're gonna pull all. Come on.
Receiving.
Alright. And now, seriously, goodbye. And see ya.